In going back to your college days, you all had majors. I know you studied IOE, business, and English. How, though, when you transitioned into your professional careers, did your major get brought up within what you were doing day by day?
I'll let you guys grab that first.
English didn't really work out for you?
I know how to read. It's been great.
Super helpful.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I would say for me, I had started as a mechanical engineer and decided pretty quickly that that wasn't what I wanted to do for a living. And so IOE, for me, ended up being about kind of operations management and really kind of the philosophy of how to manage engineers and how to think about finance. And so I went through, I think, a pretty typical technology career where you initially advance in your career through technical excellence, and you're a really good engineer, and so then they say, well, you should manage other engineers. And then they say, oh, now you should manage groups of engineers, and now groups of groups, and each of those kind of turns takes a vastly different set of skills, and particularly in technology, I think most people don't acknowledge and recognize that, and they often fail as a result. So for me, that kind of base of really understanding how to manage people and work through teams ended up being hugely important in my career.
And so I spent my first 2 years in liberal arts in the Honors College, and then I went to the B School before it was Ross. And for me, actually my writing skills have been critical in every phase of my career. Even when I was on Wall Street and derivatives and trading, the ability to communicate well was always super important. And then as I moved from that into kind of tech VC, the things like negotiation theory and having spent a lot of time with the case method help me think kind of orthogonally. And when you're looking at a lot of these nascent businesses where you don't have you've sparse data, a lot of it is being able to intuit what this can become.
For sure. So to kind of flip that question, is there anything you guys wished you studied in college or a class you wish you would have taken that might have helped you in your career that you didn't learn until later on?
Entrepreneurship Hour 407.
Well, I would say actually the funny thing about that is I do think a lot about, my two favorite classes I took at Michigan, one of them was entrepreneurship. They were both taught by the same professor, who's Andrew Crawford, who has passed away since, but was amazing. And I do think a lot on the things I learned in that one class specifically have come up throughout my entire career over and over again. So I know it's a joke, but you may be surprised at how true it actually is.
Do you think you can actually teach entrepreneurship?
Sorry?
Do you think you can actually teach entrepreneurship or teach someone to be an entrepreneur?
I think I would say Roger probably has a better perspective on that than I do. I think that there are certainly things that you can learn that will be incredibly helpful and influential along that path. I don't know if at some element you may feel, I don't know, I guess I'll
weigh in on this
turn it
one.
over to you.
Could I teach entrepreneurship?
Oh, can anybody?
Can it be taught?
Can it be taught?
It's like teach somebody to be Michael Jordan. How about that?
So I think the answer is yes, you can. I think there's this sense that I want to start a company. Like, I think that is the wrong mental model. I think it's I have to start a company because this thing is inhibiting my ability to sleep. I can't eat. It's burning a hole in my brain. Or I've lived through something and I now have this secret. I have this insight and I'm going to make this thing real. That's a good reason to start a company. Given that, can entrepreneurship be taught? Yes.
But I think that's a really great point, and it's definitely something that's come up multiple times in my career as well. When I was at the NFL, I obviously really good negotiators, and they